With Car Gurus Discover, you can skip the filters and describe what you're looking for in your own words. Simply type what you want, and Car Gurus Discover instantly surfaces real listings that match your exact needs. It's no wonder Car Gurus is the #1 most visited car shopping site according to SimilarWeb's estimated traffic data. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at CarGurus.com. Go to CarGurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's CarGurus.com. CarGurus.com.
Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
What's up, hockey fam? Here we go. My name is Toph and Vechs. I am here with my co-host and cousin, one Jeffrey J. Vecchio, and it's Friday Face-Off. We're going to face off. I don't think today's going to be that much of a debate, though, because I think we're going to be on the same page with this one, Jeff. And the topic of today is Mite AAA. Mite AAA.
That's my first
And
statement.
all around the country, you're seeing more and more of it pop up. Mite AAA. And this is a controversial topic here in Chicago. I know it's a controversial topic in other places around the country. And so I would love to hear from you, one Jeffrey J. What are your thoughts on tier 1 8-year-olds?
Stupid. Ruining hockey. The idea of that, the whole thought process of where that goes, everywhere that comes after that idea for me is ruining hockey. I don't want to get into politics and all that type of stuff, but like you're narrowing the player pool already at 8 years old. Like, I don't need everything to be inclusive and things like that in the world, but at 8 years old, everybody should be having fun, learning the game, learning, to be on time, learning how to be a teammate, learning the fundamentals of hockey, like all these things, not making it crazy expensive, which is the #1 reason that I think it shouldn't be a thing. Hockey is already disgustingly expensive. It's disgustingly expensive. It sucks. And we're losing people who will even ever try to play the game when they find out how much it costs today at a young age. And for sure, 5 years or 6 years down the road when if their kid is better. The last thing we need to do is close all these people off from even ever trying the game. And making another elite level for 8-year-olds is just stupid because it's going to involve way more travel. It's going to involve all these other things. It's asinine. It's stupid. It's going to turn those kids into playing year round and things like that. When we want young players playing multiple different sports, A, to make them a more well-rounded human being, B, to be exposed to more types of people, more types of coaches, more thought processes, more movement patterns, more skills, more all of these things. Mite AAA hockey is stupid and I hate it.
Go on.
Have I made my point clear? I don't really think today is a face-off. I think it's just you and I on the same page, and I freaking hate it. And I don't care who comes at me. I will defend my position till my dying breath.
Okay, so I've had a bunch of different conversations in the last couple of weeks about this, right? I'm going to give you some counterpoints of what I'm hearing from people who actually think this is a good thing. All right, and then I would love to hear your response. So, Jeffrey, my kid wants it. My kid wants more. They want to play, against, this type of stuff. And then also, like people, hockey directors or whatever, it's like, well, that's what the parents want. Like they're coming to me saying, we want more, like at that age. So give me your retort to that.
Okay. Keep bringing it. Okay. When your kid wants sugar, when you give your kid ice cream and they say, I want more, do you just let them have as much freaking ice cream as you want? No, because you're the parent and you do what's best for them. When your kid says, Daddy, I want to stay up late and they got school tomorrow, do you let them stay up as late as they want because they said they want it and they love to stay up late? No, because you know what's best for them. No, you don't. You are the parent. You are the adult. You do things that are in the best nature for them. Kids can't get a tattoo. Kids can't drive. Kids can't vote. Kids can't smoke. Kids can't drink alcohol because adults know that those things are bad for them. So we limit and we say, no, you cannot do this. It's the same thing with Mite AAA hockey. It's like sugar. It's like booze. It's like a tattoo when you're 8. No. It's pretty freaking simple.
All right, how about this next one too? This one actually really pisses me off a little bit, but when you hear AAA people being like, well, when they get to us, at Pee-wees or squirts or whatever, they haven't learned, the right ways to do things. They haven't developed, and we want to develop them, sooner. What are your thoughts on that?
Playing multiple sports is developing them. Getting them to be in all different types of locker rooms, different sports. Like, I started training guys in the NFL. It is literally like training people in a different language. It is nothing like training hockey guys. The way that they act, the way that they train, their mindset, just everything it's literally how I have to psychologize them versus psychologizing hockey players, because the sport is completely different. But guess what? We want to expose kids to those different environments, different coaching and all of that, so that they're more well-rounded. It's just like you don't put a baby, I'm a dad now, new dad. I don't put the baby in the chair and let them sit in the chair all day. I want to expose them to all different. I want to get them outside. I want to, read books to them. I want to sing to her, even though my voice is absolutely garbage. I want to, expose them to numbers and colors and animals so that they're more well-rounded and they learn things faster, so that later on in life, they are more developed, right? This is so stupid. It's so obvious. And it's people who don't know hockey or people who don't understand how to develop anything, any type of human being, that are pushing for this thing. It makes no sense for our game, for people's wallets, for the health of the kids. There's no benefit. There's no friggin' benefit. There's none, zero.
Yeah. And let's talk about the detriments now.
Yeah. Please, let's do.
So what race are you trying to win?
Yeah, good question.
No, and I shouldn't even say win, but win the race to the right finish line is kind of like the saying that people talk about. Like, do you want your kid to be the best 10-year-old? Because if you want your kid to be the best 10-year-old, go ahead. Play Mite AAA. Your kid might be the best 10-year-old because they're going to be playing against the best other 10-year-olds or whatever, or 8-year-olds or whatever. And, going to get exposed to this and that and the other thing and blah, 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 blah. But we already said it. The best 10-year-olds aren't always the best 12-year-olds. Very rarely, right? The best 12-year-olds aren't the best 15-year-olds. Best 15-year-olds aren't the best 18-year-olds. Best 18-year-olds aren't the best 20-year-olds. And why is that? Because the talented kids who've been pushed that hard from that young of an age fall out of love with the game at some point. They fall out of love with the game at some point. The ones who are in a community, the ones who, get these different experiences, like Vechs is talking about, they learn from different coaches. It's not a business at such young an age. And if you're going to tell me that at Mite AAA that it's not, go pound salt. Go pound salt.
And you're talking about development. When you play other sports, you're exposing the tissues in the body to loading in different ways. You're exposing your eyes. You're exposing your coordination. You play soccer. Guess what? You have better.
You can still play in other sports. That's what the people are going to say. You can still do that, but it is different for sure.
It's a lot harder when you're playing AAA hockey at Mite to be able to play other sports, because what comes with that?
You're talking about in season. And
just all the time, just like everything that comes after that. The craziness starts way earlier. I don't remember the term that I think you said, you're narrowing the pyramid or something. You said,
yeah, when you narrow the talent pyramid at a young age, it's terrible for retention. It's terrible for overall development. You're losing all these really good athletes to other sports because it's not worth it. Because if you don't make such and such team at Mites, then all of a sudden my freaking hockey career is over. Don't kid yourself. Parents are being fed that BS. If you don't do this, then your kid's going to get left behind. And that's just not the case. That's just not the case at all. And on the other side of it too, Or go ahead. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
just want to go back to that one thing you said about, we want them developed by peewees. We want them to be here. We want them to be there. I think about Patrick Gallivan. Patrick Gallivan, he's one of the owners of GVN Performance, one of the biggest off-ice training companies in probably the world, for sure in the US. They're responsible for USA Hockey, NTDP. They train so many NHL players. It's insane.
All the way down to youth. Yeah.
They've just got a massive business that trains so many players. And Gally was a recruited walk-on to Western, didn't have a scholarship at first. They wound up giving him one, but he was such a good natural athlete. And I look back and I'm like, damn, dude, I stopped playing other sports after 6th grade. And it's why I was very robotic. That's the genesis of why I do what I do in the gym. I'm going to go over these 10 seconds because this is super important, because it's the reason I have my NHL all the way down to kids playing other sports in the gym almost every single day, moving in different ways from other sports, creating games that use their imagination.
Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going through. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period for 3 months at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
And use their creativity, because they're all only playing hockey now, and they're losing a lot of these things that the guys who wind up going the furthest and being the best players and able to make the most plays, they're playing multiple sports, whether they're on an actual team or they're doing it at home. And so it's like, I look at Gally and I remember we played a basketball game after my freshman year of college, and Gally didn't play a whole lot our freshman year. And this guy was unbelievable with the basketball, and he could throw a football. He could probably do taekwondo. He could do anything. He could do any sport. And as he got more playing time at Western, he wound up, I think, leading the CCHA in points his senior year after I had signed with the Bruins and left. And it's because this guy was just such a good athlete. And I was like, that is what I'm missing. And it was the biggest piece I was missing in my career, that I had to find a way to manufacture and learn when I became a pro already, when it was super hard to do that. Every young player, don't pigeonhole yourself early. Like Toph said, the race is not to be the best 10-year-old. Exposing yourself to all these different things and all these different experiences. I felt socially awkward most of the time when I would go to parties for my high school friends, because all I did when I was growing up from 7th grade on was hang out with my hockey friends. And that was one type of group. And then I would go to school, my school party, which is a completely different type of social atmosphere. And I'd be sweating profusely from my armpits because I had like social anxiety and I didn't even know what it was back then, because I felt so out of place and uncomfortable. But looking back now, I can reflect. And the reality is I was never in those situations because I was gone every single weekend for hockey. And luckily, I had a mom who pushed me into putting myself into uncomfortable social situations when I got to juniors in college. And I listened to her and I put myself in those situations on purpose because she told me later in life I would benefit from them. And luckily I did. And that's why I'm able to speak in front of people and go into any room and talk to anybody. But if she didn't do that for me, I would be a basket case. And it was because I specialized too early. And I know that.
Yeah. And even further than that too, let's take it a step further. Like the parents too. First of all, parents, your kid doesn't need to play tier 1. I would even say squirt. It's ridiculous. It started at Pee-wee's, when we were growing up. That's fine. But like, you talk about retention rates and, running the race to the right finish line and stuff like that. Let's talk about the burden that it puts on the parents too, because the parents fall out of love with the game, right? Like when you start that early and you haven't built a community, and like, that's not to say that like tier 1 clubs can't build community within their club, but like it's different. if you're playing tier 1, you're probably driving a lot further to past 4 rinks to go play tier 1, you know. You're shelling out a lot more money. It's a lot more time and sacrifice on your end from a lot of different standpoints in your own life as a young parent. And so the attrition rate doesn't even necessarily always come from the kids. You know, I did that cost of hockey thing last week where I sent that note out on social media, and there were so many parents that were like, I just can't do it anymore. I can't afford it. Like, I've been doing it too long, you know, which is really, really sad. And so it's not just a kid thing too. It's a family thing. It's a family thing. Like, I don't get it. Like my daughter's 7, you know, she'll be 8 next year. She still picks her nose and she still, you know, like has tantrums but we want to treat those kids like professionals and, you know, make sure they're called elite, you know, tier 1 type stuff. It's like, and Em and I, we talk about it all the time. Like, we want our kids to be kids too. Like we might even err on the side of like not enough scheduling of our kids and activities. Like, we don't have them in a ton because like we want our kids, and we kind of did this growing up. Like, we live on a block of like a lot of kids around their age. Like, I love it when she gets to go outside and run over to a friend's house without me texting their parents and knock on the door and say, hey, can Henry come out and play? Or, hey, can Cammie come out and play? You know,
America.
like let them be a freaking kid.
Yes.
You know, and we want to slap these elite things on these teams and on these kids at like these young ages, like, you know, elite AAA, you know, summer programs and this and that for 8-year-olds and 7-year. And it's just like, it boggles my mind that people get away with this. And like, it was funny. I was having a conversation with the IHS guys today, the Ice Hockey Systems guys, and we are very aligned from a value standpoint on this stuff. And like, we need more people, and particularly people like in power of hockey that have influence, ranting against this stuff. Like, there's so much pro business, you know, with what people see on social media, like, hey, come to this camp, come to this experience, come to this team, yada, 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 yada. And there's not enough people doing what we're doing. There just really isn't. Like, we're a couple guys with a couple microphones that have an awesome following, which is great. But we need more people standing up to these organizations that are allowing this stuff to happen, because it's terrible for the kids. It's terrible. Like, I always think about things big picture. It's terrible for our games. If you can't understand that having these elite stuff at such a young age is like really screwing up the retention rates, and like, we're not going to have a game if this continues. Seriously. We're not like, we'll have a game that might be a little bit dramatic, but like,
won't be the same.
It won't be the same. We like, honestly, like, we are a blue collar sport. That's why I love hockey so much. When you think about like the values that hockey teaches us, and everybody who's been a part of the game kind of understands this, like, you learn how to be a part of a team. You'll learn how to compete. You'll learn how to work, like all these blue collar type of values that really kind of like dictate our game and had for so long. Like, we're a blue collar sport ran by white collar people right now in the youth hockey world. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not totally as a whole. There's a lot of like, you know, blue collar people that are still in the game and things like that. But a lot of people making the decisions like this to have tier 1 Mite AAA and like all this other stuff that's led to like the rise of costs and all that kind of stuff. It's white collar stupid crap. That's not our game. That's not our game. Like, we're a game that was founded on a pond, you know, outside in small rural towns. Like, that's the ness of what hockey is. And we are losing that by the day with all this, like, the business professional, you know, stuff. And it really, so like, if there's any ask that I have for this is like, first of all, if you're a parent, like, you don't need to do that. Like, it's unnecessary for your wallet. It's unnecessary for your kid. It's not unnecessary for your own mental health, getting into that type of atmospheres at such a young age. You don't need to do it. But also, like, if you are somebody that's listening to this that has a voice or is an influencer in the hockey community, and you have an ability to I don't want to say persuade, but like give people perspective, like, speak up. Speak up. And especially like the parents of really, let's call them really good 8 and 9-year-olds or whatever, 7, 8, like, stand up and say like, no, we're not doing this. it doesn't make any sense, because a lot of times people just follow the best players, because they, for whatever reason, like you don't need to do it. And what it's also doing, dude. So this is way past our 10 minutes, but I don't care. This is,
keep it going, bro. This needs to be talked about.
What it also is doing, like most places, like the lifeblood of hockey is not tier 1, it's tier 2, and it's tier 3, and it's house league, and it's grassroots, right? And when you keep creating these tier 1 teams at younger and younger ages, well, those players have to come from somewhere. They don't just appear out of thin air. And so you have these community organizations that are losing these players, and then they're struggling to field teams, or they're struggling to do things the way that they want to do them based on numbers. And with people leaving, that just makes everybody else go kind of crazy and nuts. You know how that goes. And so, like, yeah, man, I don't understand it. More people need to speak out about it. I'm on the, like, and tier 1 is not a part of USA Hockey, so it can't be regulated by anybody in USA Hockey. It's all AAU. So it's not like we can make rules about it. It's going to take a grassroots effort of people banding together who have some influence in this game and say enough is enough. Enough is enough. It's unnecessary, and it's hurting the kids, it's hurting the family, and overall it's hurting our game.
Mic drop. Let's leave it right there.
Friday face-off, everybody. You got us going. Mite AAA is awesome.
Cheers, show.
Cheers, show.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.